Hey everybody, welcome back to the Force Podcast, of course, with your hosts, I'm Zeki, and of course I'm joined by my co-host Sean. We've been gone for a little bit. The
Mhm.
last time was the Miami Grand Prix, I think. I think was the
Dang,
last time.
really?
Yeah, it was the
Oh, we've
Miami
been
Grand
on
Prix.
we've been on our own summer break.
Yeah. We've been gone for a very long time. But
Yeah.
we're back and better than ever.
Oh yeah,
Um
for sure.
And of course, we're gonna start off as always with some team updates.
Mhm.
For the F1 team, not that much to actually update with, because the F1 season is actually starting this week. We just had
Oh,
a preseason testing,
yeah.
and to be honest, not many people showed up. Not just from our team, but not people in the league showed up. But
Yeah.
the attendance for the actual like round one seems pretty good. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we have a new member of the actually F1 team, TTV Achura, I think.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, he has
Mhm.
joined the F1 team. I
Which is
believe.
which is Lucas. His actual name is Lucas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he Lucas is joining the RF Academy team with Mad Chaz.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, and actually, a few roster updates. Him and Matches are heading the academy team. The pro team is ST Nitroki and Yuki, and
Mhm.
the RF Elite team has still not changed. It's still Anthony, High Caliber, and Luigi. That's all
Yeah.
from the F1 team. Sean, any updates?
Yes, sir. So um dang, I just had a brain fart, bro. All right. So as far as the updates for our team, let's see, Super Formula, or I will say so last weekend probably my best race weekend in a long time. So for Formula GT last week, the elite Super Formula Elite team, which consists of me, myself, and Anthony from France, not high caliber Anthony, Anthony Nuco, I'm speaking of, on the Super Formula Elite team. For Formula GT, Anthony scored a P2 for the end result, and I got P3. And this was in Suzuka. And then, so congratulations to, well, not really congratulations, but yeah, you know what? Yeah, congratulations. Because we did get a double podium for the team. So that's the first time I think that's our, yeah, I'll feel better. So yeah, that's our first podium together, me and Anthony. So definitely congrats on that. And then for the first race of Super Formula Cup, which was held at Deep Forest, I believe, um, I got P2 for the end result. And I think I qualified P6. So I started the race in sixth place, but
Damn.
ended the end of the race in P2. Yeah, it was very tough. However, I'm kind of mad about that because I was actually leading the race for like 95% of that. And towards about the last 3 or 4 laps, the guy behind me, which was that ended up winning the race, um, he was literally like, I think I was on worn medium tires and he was on fresh softs. And so he was cutting my time. Like every lap, I was losing like a second and a half. Yeah. And I was ahead for like 15 seconds. Yeah, I had like a 15-second lead. Like, but uh congrats to him though. I'm definitely happy with the P2. As you can guys hear the squeaking sound, I don't know if you can or not. That's from my Dalmatian background. Just got him, so I don't know if that's not. Yeah, I guess you could say that's a team update. But
He's our new
yeah,
mascot.
he's a team mascot. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? My bad, Lucas. On our Super Formula Pro team, Lucas, he, yeah, he got P2. He got P2. So congrats to him as well. And I will say that definitely happy and proud of Lucas because he has been improving a lot, like week in and week out. So um, And Lucas was moved up from our Pro GT team to he is now an elite GT driver, racing force driver for us.
Mm.
So congrats on that. I think he will be driving the McLaren, and that's pretty much it as far as team updates for now. We'll definitely have some more in depth team updates this coming week. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So moving from that, let's go into some motorsport talk.
yeah,
Um, I think we wanted to do what's it called? The team rankings, right?
yeah.
Do we do it? I didn't know. I did it out of 10, by the way. I didn't know if you want to do like a letter grade.
Let's do letter. Yeah, well, I'm cool with a letter grade.
All right.
Or what works better for you.
Whichever. I don't care. It's either is fine.
Let's do letter. That's
All right. Do you want to go first or me?
fine. How about for every team we both get our opinion. So like, you name off Ferrari, you give your grade, I'll give my grade, and then we just go on down the list like that.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
All right. Let's start with Red Bull. For me, I
Mm.
obviously Max Checo.
Yeah.
I gave Max an A plus or a 10 out
Mhm.
of 10 from him. He's obviously been absolutely bossing the season, winning basically everything, getting pole position,
Yeah.
and just being extremely consistent. For Checo,
Mm.
I've given him a D. Actually,
Oh,
I given him a D and a 5 out of 10 for the season.
okay.
And for Red Bull as a whole, I've given them a 10 out of 10, an A plus.
I
So
agree with you. I agree with you on the A plus for Max plus the 10 out of 10 for Red Bull. Uh, I probably will disagree with Sergio
really,
grade. I will probably give him it's really not too much. I mean, I think I would go with a C minus, um, because I say a C minus because and that's being very generous because
mm,
your grade that you've given him, which I think a lot of people would agree on this when I say this, is that, or with what you have said, is that my thing is that I gave him a C minus because of the consistency that he showed at the beginning of the season. Plus, he just got P2 from this last race, which is Hungarian, correct?
yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, just because the fact that he still got the P2 after like the last three or four, or like the last three races that he has done. I mean, he's been under a lot of. I feel like he's been under a lot of mental pressure. I mean, personally, that's my opinion. Could be something else, but um, yeah, I give him that C minus because he still got like that consistency in him. I just think he has to get over that mental edge. So we can
yeah.
move on to the next one though.
All right. Next one is a Mercedes.
Hmm.
Um, I've actually done like a cascading thing. I've done Lewis a 9, George 8, and Mercedes as a whole, I've done a 7.
Okay.
Because Lewis, I think, multiple times this year has outperformed what that car can do. Same thing with
Yeah.
George.
Yeah.
But
Which
Mercedes as a whole have not come to this year. I've been very disappointed with Mercedes, to be honest. They've come to this
Yeah.
year with an underperforming car, um, and steps that they took last year seem to have fallen away from them.
Yeah.
So it's
I
just
agree.
been very
I
disappointing.
definitely agree.
But
With everything.
yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
actually this week it seems like their upgrades have worked. Even though I know they're
Yeah.
9 tenths off pole position this week. By the time this, I don't know what. Actually, this will be out the summer break. Um,
Yeah.
right now it's the Spa Grand Prix weekend. It's Saturday, and even though they're 9 tenths off pole, they're under a tenth off P2. That's the thing.
Which
So,
is
which
that's
is Charles
okay. Like
Leclerc.
that's yeah. That's. I mean, in my eyes, that's a win.
That's definitely a
That's
win.
a
Yeah.
win.
If
Yeah.
literally you take Verstappen out of the equation, their upgrades have brought them from almost a second back at Bahrain to now very close to a front row start consistently.
Yeah.
So,
That's the key. That's the key thing is
yeah.
consistency.
And,
You're nobody's beating Red. I mean, like you said, like take Red Bull out of the equation, bro. That's a super win for like Mercedes. That you're up there competing, you know, at that top spot. But I have to agree with you on pretty much everything on as far as those grades. Yeah, I think that Mercedes. I feel like the drivers are fine. I think George Russell and
yeah.
uh, Lewis, I think they're good, man. I think that Mercedes has underachieved. They have definitely underachieved, and it's upsetting. It's very upsetting to fans. It's upsetting to the organization themselves, and it's upsetting to the drivers. But hey, what can you say? I guess we're going to see here coming
Yeah.
up. So,
What are your rankings?
I would probably, as a team, I think I would give them a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a 6 out of 10. Yeah, as of today, yeah, 6 out of 10. I'm comfortable with that. Yeah, there's definitely room for improvement, but at the same time, it's like we got teams like freaking McLaren who's just they are busting the doors down with
Yeah.
you know with their stuff. But we'll get to McLaren here. We'll talk about them.
Next one, Aston Martin.
Oh,
Of course, Fernando Alonso Stroll.
yeah.
Fernando, I've gone with an 8 out of 10.
Mm,
I think he started the season extremely well.
yeah.
And it's just I'm just to be honest, the falling off is not really his fault. It's really Aston Martin's fault.
Yeah.
And they just tailed away. Stroll, I've gone with a 4 out of 10. And then Aston Martin as a whole, I've given them a 7 out of 10. That might be a little bit harsh, but again, their fall off is insane. Where they were, you know, multiple 4 or 5 races in a row.
Yeah.
They got Alonso on the podium,
Podium. Yeah.
sprinting at Red Bull basically, um ahead of the Mercedes, ahead of everyone. They were the very clear second best team. And
Yeah.
then just last weekend they got ninth and 10th.
Yeah.
So it's
Big.
just an incredible fall off.
Yeah.
Um,
Major drop off. Major.
yeah. So, and of course Stroll's gonna be Stroll, so it's really whatever. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's been just an incredible like fall. I know it's like Aston Martin. I know they've struggled with this in the past where they've come to the season in a pretty
Mhm.
decent shape and then they've fallen off with upgrades and stuff like that. But it's just so severe. They're basically where they were last year now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna start from the team grade. I'm gonna give them a 5 out of 10, and I say 5 out of 10. And you thought 7 was harsh. I think 5.
Five out
People
of
might
10?
be like, damn, yeah, they might be like, dang, like 5 out of 10 might be pretty harsh from. And I'm gonna give you the reason why. I think because I'm looking at it from the rise to the drop.
Mm.
So start of the season, and like you said, those first like 5 races, they were on the podium every time, and it was very clear that they were for sure the second best team on the grid. Um, Everything seemed like it was going well, and everything was, yeah, everything was going well. But then once things started to drop, it dropped hard. Like they fell on their face hard, and and I give them that 5 because they started off the season great. But I would have if they would have kept up, if they would have managed to keep that like composure all the way up until this point, I dang near would have gave them like a 10, like a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10
Yeah.
because they would have been completely blowing the rest of the field away, and even competing with Red Bull for that. Maybe competing with Red Bull for the constructors championship. But that other those the other points that they're missing from the 5 out of 10 just goes from them, you know, falling on their face. And as far as Sergio Perez, I will give him a 7 out of 10. Um, I think
Sergio
that
Perez.
they're.
Alonso?
I said freaking. Whoa! I said Sergio Perez. I am. Holy crap! It's been a long day. My bad, man. It's been a long day. I meant Fernando. I meant Alonso. My bad. I would give him a 7 out of 10 because I he's a great driver and everybody knows that, it's very obvious. However, my personal opinion, I think he could be better, but he started off the season, on fire. And I think he's one thing I don't like about him is he's very mouthy. I think he was very mouthy at the beginning of the season, if you remember.
Yeah.
And once things started to fall off, you're not
Yeah, he
really
stopped
hearing him
talking.
as much. Right. He's not talking no more. So it's like I feel like it's a humbling moment to him and the team that in Formula One, anything goes, bro. Like if you're not unless you're like Red Bull at this point, like anything goes. Like you could literally have a great run and then the next day, everything just starts to fall.
Yeah.
And then Lance Stroll, yeah, I'm gonna do like a 3 out of 10. I think personally, everybody knows this. Um, yeah, Stroll is not. They need. I think they got to find somebody else. But
Yeah.
your
It's
dad owns the team, so it's like okay, I get that part, but like, come on, dude, like
yeah, and you have
give Alonso, a teammate that could you know back him up in terms of like defending, if he needs to get ahead, or, just give him a competitive teammate.
yeah. And you have Felipe Drugovich in the wings. He's a Formula 2 champion and he's like
Yeah,
he's within your academy, so it's very easy, but it's
yeah.
the owner's son, so it's probably not going to happen, unfortunately.
Which sucks because now you're just wasting talent. But
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. It's just a waste of a seat. It's
you
unfortunate.
could go to IndyCar. I'm just playing. No, I mean, actually, I'm not playing. Like you could, like technically. I mean,
Yeah.
there's other,
Those are the
uh,
roots, yeah.
series out there. Yeah, but anyway, all right, let's move on.
All right. Next, we have Ferrari, and this might be a little bit harsh from me.
Mhm.
Um, I have Carlos Sainz actually at an 8 because I think he's been pretty consistent. Charles Leclerc at a 7, and
Okay.
Ferrari as a whole at a 5. Now,
Okay.
that might be a little bit harsh, especially to Sean, who's a very big Ferrari fan.
I
Um,
actually agree with you. I
really?
actually agree. I actually agree 100%. I'm actually happy that you put Carlos Sainz over Charles Leclerc. Please, I'm very pleased that you did that because not too many people, a lot of people are very sorry to cut you off because I know you're getting ready to go into um, I think a lot of people don't want to, they don't want to see the truth. And the truth is that Carlos Sainz is much more consistent
Yeah.
than Charles Leclerc. Yeah, Charles Leclerc is not the faster driver. I get that, but at this point, I'd rather have a consistent driver than to be, you know, just in the positions that that Charles Leclerc has been. So that's my opinion, and we don't have to go into mine, but I perfectly agree with what you just said.
I have to go with exactly what you said. I think that yeah, Carlos Sainz is the slower driver, but that doesn't really matter when Leclerc's spinning it every 3 seconds, basically. He's
Yeah,
way more consistent. He's ahead of Leclerc right now in the championship standings,
mhm.
and
For the second time now.
yeah, for the second time in Ferrari. And people tend to keep forgetting that in 2021, Carlos beat Leclerc in
which Leclerc is the golden child
yeah,
of
exactly.
Ferrari. Like,
It's
but
just
Sainz beat him though.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it's very
I,
it's a very
it's
strange
it's
situation to have with Ferrari.
it's frustrating.
Yeah,
Like, oh my god, bro. But yet there's rumors that you know Ferrari is thinking about letting go of Sainz. Like, come on, bro.
yeah.
Come on. You got to be kidding me.
And I just want to got you quickly to talk about this. Their Sainz rumored replacement is Alex Albon, and if you're hearing this, please don't go to Ferrari.
Yeah.
Please, as bad as Williams is, please don't go to Ferrari. Please, mentally, I can't take that. I can't take
Yeah.
you in a Ferrari. Please, just stay at Williams. Just in it for the long run. Please
Yeah.
don't go to Ferrari. I can't.
As a Ferrari fan, I agree. Don't come. Don't come here. Don't come to Maranello, man.
Yeah.
Just you're in a good position where
Yeah, just chill out, Williams. It's all good, man. It's all good. But actually, again, I have Ferrari out of 5 because um, we've continued to see them like last year. Like I've said a couple times on the podcast, their inability to even though they just got P2, technically a pole, their inability to keep up with teams upgrading and
yeah.
their inconsistency with strategies, with pit stops, their setups. It's just incredibly frustrating to see them. Like Leclerc had a 9-second pit stop without
Yeah.
a wing change. How is that possible to have a nine
Right.
second pit stop without a front wing change? That was
And
only
for
changing the tires.
that's like forever in a pit lane. Like 9 seconds is
Yeah,
like forever.
that's a
Yeah.
easily you
It doesn't.
lose what 5-6 positions in that time.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like to people who doesn't really follow motorsports, like 9 seconds is very quick. But when it comes to racing, 9 seconds, like 9 seconds is quick out when like to somebody who doesn't, you know what I'm saying, to who doesn't really follow motorsports. But 9 seconds is an eternity in racing.
Yeah.
Like, so like you said, how do you how? How
Yeah.
do you like nobody didn't I don't know. It's just a Ferrari year in, year out, man.
Just
Year in,
a
year
pain
out.
machine.
Yeah.
All right. What are your rankings of Ferrari?
5 out of 10. Actually, I'll dang near give them a 4 out of 10. I'll just do a 4 out of 10. I don't really have much to say. I pretty much said everything as far as I had to. I will say this. I am tired. I'm only going to say this. I'm going to make this quick because I know we got to get through it. I am tired of the people who are running Ferrari right now. Like the team. Wipe the whole team out, bro. Isn't it a thing where like the entire team like is like Italian or something like that, like engineers, can't like all of that.
Basically,
I don't know it. I don't. Yeah, I think they're, bro. Fire them.
yeah.
Fire them.
Yeah, just wipe the slate clean. I think it's
Forget
just
the Italian tradition. You want to go complete full on Italian. Forget that. Forget it.
yeah,
Stop. Please stop. Because we're making a joke out of ourselves, man. We're supposed to we're Ferrari. We're the most decorated F1 team on the grid when it comes to success and championships. Why are we like this?
that's
Man, my opinion, fire the whole damn team and reconstruct. If we have to go into freaking Philadelphia 76er rebuild mode, please do. Please do. Because I'm just tired of this circus. It's just a freaking circus at Ferrari, bro. Like, oh my god. That's it. That's my rant. That's my rant.
Ferrari pain since 1994.
Right.
All right, next team is McLaren. McLaren, of
Yeah.
course, having a meteoric rise in the last few weeks. I've gone Lando Norris at a 9 out of 10. Oscar Piastri, 9 out of 10 as well, up there with Lando Norris. And McLaren as a whole, I've given them a 7 out of 10 solely because of
Yeah,
how bad they were at the start of the season.
that sounds about right.
But yeah, they've obviously made incredible strides, and they're looking probably likely for a podium this week,
Yeah,
their third in a row. So I do think that they've made some pretty good strides. They came into this year dead last, basically. I think
Mhm.
Lando did like 7 pit stops or something like that in Bahrain. They just went like
Yeah,
a horrible decision, a horrible
yeah,
situation. Sorry. So but yeah, but they've now basically second, third fastest team right now. So yeah, they've made a
yeah.
very good leap up. So good job.
Um, yeah. So I'm gonna be quick about him. Definitely, I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. I think I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10, and I think I might be generous when I say that. But I feel good with it. Um, be- I'm gonna make it quick. Like I said, I know we gotta get through it. So yes, I agree with you. They started off very slow at the beginning of the year, but they have managed to work their way through the field as far as the constructors and drivers.
Yeah.
That's very impressive because considering the fact that you're battling amongst like Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston Martin, and on top of that, you have a rookie driver you know what I'm saying? Like you have a rookie driver. So like you
Yeah.
would expect or you would think that, oh yeah, it might be a little troubling or whatnot. But Oscar Piastri, 9 out of 10. Lando, 9.5 out of 10,
Yeah.
is what I would say. Both of those guys have been doing their thing, man. Like for the last couple of races, like they have whatever. It's a party at McLaren. It's a party over at McLaren right now. It's like sunshine and palm trees at McLaren. So
Yeah.
uh, I'm happy. I'm actually happy for them. I'm happy for them for their team. You know, it's good to see McLaren back. Competitive. So that's my take on it.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. They've made a massive step up, and they should be proud of themselves. So yeah.
Yeah,
Alpine, I've gone actually a 7 across the board, 7 Gasly, 7 Ocon, 7 Alpine.
yeah,
Um they've been just kind of mid this year. So
yeah, yeah. I agree. I no, I really
no
don't even got no
disrespect.
comment. I don't even have no comment to them. But
They're just
uh, yeah,
very mid.
they're mid team.
Yeah. Next is Williams. My team. Yeah. Alex Albon. I've gone a 9 out of 10 for Alex Albon.
Mhm.
Logan Sargent, 5 out of 10. And Williams as a whole, I've gone 6 out of 10. Because Alex Albon, I feel like completely outperformed in that car. Got a P7 in, what's it called? In
Mhm.
Canada. P8 in, PA damn it, I can't, in Silverstone. And
Yeah,
a
Silver
P10 in
Crown.
Bahrain. He's outperforming that car, bringing it. But this weekend, I really thought we would be like top 5 this week,
Mhm.
but we're 16th. What the hell
Oh,
happened? What happened? I thought we were gonna
oof.
score points. I'm sad now. But
Yeah.
yeah, but
Uh,
Williams, as always, kind of coming into the season not with a great car, but we've
yeah.
upgraded very well. So I'm happy. Yeah,
Williams as a team, I'll probably give them a 5 out of 10.
yeah, I agree with that.
Um, Logan Sargent, I gotta I give him a 4.
Yeah, he's just been
Um,
kind of
I
nowhere
I think
really.
it's yeah, I think it's unfair if I have to say, uh, I think it's unfair and unfortunate for Logan Sargent because I feel like he was thrown into the fire with F1. Like I think he was just thrown in too early, man. But at the same time, like when your name is called, you got to do what you got to do. So I do. I hope to see. You know what? He did show flashes at Silverstone. If you
Yeah,
remember, he was showing flashes of Silverstone that okay, this guy actually does have potential there. Because I think that was the main thing with a lot of people was like, dude, is Hogan like actually F1 material? But he did show some flashes of potential at Silverstone, which is good. So, he's a true rookie, just along with Oscar. He's a true rookie. Um, I think that this year just got to chalk it up, bro. Just finish it out, chalk it up, and next year we come stronger. So that's how I feel. 4 out of 10 for him.
Oh yeah.
Alex Albon, I'll give him an 8 out of 10. You're the alpha of the team. Like Williams, pretty much. I mean, he's like pretty much the man at Williams. Like everybody's looking up to him to pretty much just do well, and he does. Like he pretty much. He's just a guy, he's the man around there. So, he's had some pretty solid performances this year, and yeah, I'll give him an 8 out of 10. Just don't go to Ferrari.
Yes, please don't go to Ferrari.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
And I think he's really stepped up. Good replacement from George Russell. So yeah, I think they should be happy with that. Yeah,
for sure.
For Haas, I give K-Mag a 6 out of 10, Hulk an 8 out of 10, and Haas as a whole a 5 out of 10. To be honest, I don't know if you agree with this. Most forgettable team on the grid. If you literally told me Haas hasn't been a team for like 10 years, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Because I've not. Because Hulkenberg, I give him an 8 because he's had some absolutely banging qualifying sessions, but the team race pace has been pretty bad.
Yeah, Haas is definitely a below mid team. They're a definitely forgettable team.
Yeah.
Dang, I you know what? Screw it. They're a forgettable team. They're a below mid team. I'm just gonna be mean. They're not really America's team.
No.
I would give them like a 4 out of 10, a 3 out of 10. Yeah, it's a circus over there too. Hulkenberg, I'll give him a 7. He has had some pretty solid performances. He could do better though, but I mean, given that you race for a forgettable team like Haas, I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
K-Mag, mid driver, 5. I'll give him a 5. It's pretty much been mid this year. Yeah, that's my take.
Yeah, I agree with that.
A very bland. Like has a very bland team. Like nothing goes on there at all.
Yeah, they're just kind of just there. To be honest.
Yeah, taking up the breathing space at this point. But yeah.
Let's go to Alfa Romeo. Bottas and Joe, I've gone with 6 for both of them. Because they've also been kind of meh this year. And Alpha, I've gone with a 4 because they've taken a very big step back from last year, unfortunately.
That's another forgettable team.
Yeah. Do you wanna? Oh, what are your rankings actually?
Yeah, same thing. Another forgettable team. It's just time. I think it's time to go ahead and blow it up and go ahead and blow it up and sell the team.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, that's the thing. Bottas, I gotta give you like a 5, bro. Like, and can never say the other driver's name right. But how do you say it? Zhou Guanyu. Zhou Guanyu.
Yeah.
I like that he's Chinese, but I like that you're Chinese. I still gotta give you like a 5, like a 4.5. But I do like that you're the first Chinese driver, and he likes Kobe Bryant. Like I said,
you're Chinese.
I do like that he's Chinese and he likes Kobe Bryant. But again, you race for a forgettable team, and you've had some forgettable performances too.
Yeah.
But I like you. So 4 out of 4.5 for him, or 4 for both times.
And now talking about forgettable teams, AlphaTauri.
Yes, the most forgettable. Well, no, I think
one of the most forgettable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I've for Yuki Tsunoda, I've gone a 6 out of 10. Nick DeFries, I've gone a 4 out of 10, and Daniel Ricciardo, I've gone a 7. But I will say, I've said this before, they sacked DeFries too soon, in my opinion.
They did. I
Dude
think
had
they did.
10 races. As much as for some reason people don't want to say it, he's a rookie. He's had one race in Formula One.
I'm gonna chew
Um,
him out though. I'm just letting you know.
huh?
I got a lot to say about him. I'm gonna chew him out.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna chew him out. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'll let you finish. Let it
I
simmer up.
yeah.
Let the food simmer up. Yeah, because
um,
it's coming.
for Nick DeFries, again, I like Nick DeFries. I do think I will say he wasn't that good. He's had some very bad performances consistently at the back, but I
Yeah,
think that he needed more time to get himself because he spent what 4 years in the Mercedes Academy. He just got to Red Bull. He needed time to settle in,
yeah,
to kind of gel with the team more. He only had 10 races, so yeah, I think
yeah.
that. And people saying like, "Oh, this is why Ricardo should have been like in sooner." The dude has what 11 years, 12 years of
Yeah,
experience, something like that.
yeah,
Of course, he's gonna do better than Nick DeFries, who had 10 races in his Formula One career. Of course,
yeah.
he's gonna do better. So yeah,
I definitely I agree with you there. Yeah.
and now for the roasting session, I'll hand you over to Sean.
Okay. I'm gonna give AlphaTauri a 3 out of 10 because you're very forgettable. No, I'm gonna give him a 4 out of. I'll give him. Yeah, no,
Oh yeah,
no. You know what? I'll give him a 4 out of 10 because I feel like maybe they've engineered their car better than Haas. So I'll give him a 4.5. Give him a 4.5 out of 10. You're still forgettable though. But Nick DeVries, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? If you remember, I told you at the beginning of the season, I said I don't like this guy. I said I think that he is, for him to basically come in like chest pumped all out, chin is all chinned up, chin is all chucked up in the air, chest is out, basically saying like, yeah, I'm the man. Because if you remember, Colton Herta was amongst the talks of coming to AlphaTauri, but I think he said something. I think Nick DeVries said something like almost like a dissing kind of response to Colton Herta or something like that, and I was like, dude, you you raced in Formula E. Yeah, you're a champion there, but Formula E to IndyCar is what?
yeah, that's wild.
These these guys are literally really, bro. What? Yeah, I didn't like him from the jump, and I felt like, bro, out of all people, I was like, out of all people, y'all really chose this guy, really? Like he had one pretty decent race last year with Williams, and I'm just like, uh, we get we chose y'all chose him, but I'm gonna give Nick DeVries. I'm gonna give him a 2 out of 10. I'm gonna give him
Ooh.
a 2 out of 10. Um, he didn't deserve that seat. He really didn't. Given all the, look, I don't want to be the person that talks about his like, the financial fiasco with the loan. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy, but I will be the guy to tell you who do you think you are. And IndyCar, I have to say, IndyCar is much more competitive than Formula E.
Oh, by miles.
Formula E. Really? Really? Come on. Really?
Yeah.
Yuki, yeah, bro. 4 out of 10. Three, like 4 out of 10. Uh, I think he's overrated. Uh, Red Bull will be making a huge mistake putting him in a Red Bull car
Mhm.
because that has been the talks. They'll be making a huge mistake with that. I think he's overrated. To be perfectly honest, I think that I think he has not proven himself one bit all. Uh, when Pierre Gasly was there, like
Yeah.
Yuki was like riding his coattail, basically,
Yeah,
and like that's what it really looked like, you know?
yeah. That's why I'm giving actually Nick DeFries a little bit of slack because I hate people who are like, oh, Sonoda is like they praise Sonoda, but then literally a year or two ago, they were like, oh, Sonoda should be dropped. Sonoda should be dropped immediately.
Yeah,
Blah blah blah.
yeah,
But then they gave him time, and then look at where he is now. He's not an incredible driver, but he's put in some pretty decent performances. He scored points, I think, twice or something like that for
and
AlphaTauri. So
yeah,
he
twice.
has gone into his own, and I actually I do absolutely 100% agree with you. It would be a big mistake putting him in the Red Bull, and I just
Yeah,
don't think that's the correct decision for him career wise because we've seen what happens when they've put new drivers since
with
Daniel
Max.
Ricciardo, like Pierre Gasly,
Yeah,
blossomed at Toro Rosso at that time, put him in,
yeah,
got blasted by Max, ended up getting
yeah,
dropped, and then left the entire Red Bull Academy to
yeah.
Alpine. Put Alex Albon in, did what really good for one season, then was not actually have you ever seen this? The average qualifying gap between Alex Albon and Max Verstappen in the 2020 season what is now smaller than the gap between Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I feel like they should have never let him go.
they
I feel
should have
like they
never
should
let
have
him
just,
go. That's
yeah, I
why.
feel like they should have
That's why
just,
I told you I was so pissed off when they dropped him because
yeah,
what look at what you just did. You've completely destroyed. He talked about this on the official F1 podcast. His confidence was completely destroyed, and
mhm,
you let him rot in what DTM for a year basically,
yeah, yeah,
and basically it would frustrate me beyond belief because you destroyed a young talent that just a little bit ago you guys were praising, saying that he had the talent to be a world champion. That give him a few years time and he'll be right up there with Max fighting for a world championship. And then a year later, um, again, he wasn't the fastest. He had big problems that he needed to work out. But then
mhm,
again, you look at that season where they kept they basically pushed him out and
yeah,
didn't really give him a ton of support. And then look at where Sergio Perez is now, completely off the pace of Max, over 100 points now, I believe,
mhm,
behind Max Verstappen, halfway through, not even halfway through the season.
yeah.
No, actually, just halfway through the season. The average qualifying gap is just over half a second, I believe, or
That's
nearly
crazy.
just I think just under 6 tenths now,
Yeah,
and he just got out qualified by a second by Max Verstappen almost.
yeah,
And
that's crazy.
you guys are saying that there's no reason that we should drop, and that people are being way too harsh on Sergio, and there's no reason we should drop him, and blah 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 blah. But then Alex Albon was closer to Max than Sergio, and then you guys were like, "Well, we'll evaluate all the options." It's like that's what is that switch up? Why is that completely different from Sergio to Alex? You know,
Yeah,
and
they missed out. They missed out
yeah,
by letting him go. They let him go way too early. You know, imagine. Let's just imagine for a quick second
yeah,
that Alex Albon is still in a Red Bull car right now, and he never left. It would not be fair to the sport if Alex, it really think about it, took like this day right now, if Alex would have never left Red Bull, he was still in that car and they developed him, it would not be fair to the sport. Red Bull would literally, it's probably be one of the craziest dominations of sports history, period.
yeah,
Because like Red Bull's already doing that right now. They're already doing that. They're already dominating the sport. But like it just would be crazy. Like if Alex would have, if they, like I said, if they never would have dropped him, just developed him, just said, all right, you know what, we're gonna roll the dice, we're gonna develop this guy, and we're gonna see where it takes us. You would have been breaking records left and I mean, they would have been breaking their own records as like as a competition. Like I don't even think the sport would be a competition to them anymore. I think that they'll be competing with themselves. Like, all right, let's
Yeah.
see if we can break this. Let's see if we can break our own record from you know 3 weeks ago, and we're going to challenge you as an incentive. Like that would sound crazy. Like you're not even racing against the
Yeah.
other teams; you're racing against yourself. Like you're qualifying with, or you're. It's almost like a time trial. Like you're a time trial within a real, like like the actual race, which is insane. Like I said, it would not even be fair to the sport.
Yeah.
But again, it's just one of those what if situations. But yeah, man. That's pretty much it as far as like all the rankings. I feel good with my rankings. So
I think that was that was across the board. I think we did it well. We
yeah,
got
yeah,
solid. If you guys disagree, we don't care. Now, do
yeah.
you want to?
Or put it in the comments.
Yeah, put in the comments what do you think we did wrong, and if you
Yeah.
disagreed with any, um, too bad. Do you want to stick with motorsport, or do you want to move on to something else?
Um, we want to talk about we can move on to like soccer.
Yeah. Oh, can I quickly
Yeah.
talk about the Tour de France just to get that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Tour de France just ended. If you guys remember, I believe actually in our last episode I talked about Tadej Pogacar. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that. I'm probably not. Tadej Pogacar, being one of the best cyclists in the world, up against this guy Jonas Vingegaard, who won last year's Tour de France. And people were saying, "Oh, this is going to be an incredible Tour de France this year." But then Pogacar got injured, and then he seemed to come back. He came back, and then it actually seemed to be over for a little bit because Jonas was in the leaders jersey, the overall leaders, but then he kept losing time to Pogacar,
Yeah.
and he was basically getting clawed back. And then um, they entered a time trial, which is basically they get on a special bike, and then it's just one at a time, basically.
Mhm.
Um, for I think 30 minutes or something like that, and there was like this massive climb for like 20 minutes, and it was consistently like 9% gradient or something like that for
Yeah.
like 30 minutes, something like that. So it was a crazy climb.
Yeah, it's tough on the
And
body. For sure.
this man, Jonas Vingegaard, a stage that people said that he would lose again. So how the Tour de France works is there's a yellow jersey, which is the overall leader, who has the smallest amount of time throughout the stages, basically.
Okay.
So there's a total time for there's 21 stages, and you get timed throughout the stages. And
Mhm.
at that time, he had the smallest amount of time, so he's the leader. And this was a stage that everyone was like, okay, he's gonna lose time to Pogacar, and he's gonna lose the yellow jersey being the leader's jersey, and Pogacar's just gonna run away with the Tour de France. This
Mhm.
man put a minute and 38 seconds into him. In
Oh,
F1 terms, he won by like 2 laps. That
dang.
a large gap in a time trial is like 15 seconds. That's a large
Yeah.
gap in a time trial. He won by a minute and 38 seconds,
Oh my
which is
God.
insane. And then everyone was like, "Okay, now it's over. It's going to be Jonas." And then the very
Yeah.
next stage, he he dropped Pogachar. He just sprinted away
Uh,
from him and then beat Pogachar by 7 minutes.
7 minutes?
7 minutes.
Jesus
So the
Christ.
total gap, oh sorry, no, it was 6 minutes. Sorry, and then the total gap between
Okay.
them was 7 minutes and 40 something seconds. Which,
That that's crazy, bro.
yeah. So,
That's
and
crazy.
I believe that's the second or third largest gap in Tour de France history, and
Jesus Christ.
it's insane. The And this guy, if you look at a picture of him, he like took off his like jersey and stuff like that. He is tiny. He's like
Mhm.
5'7", he's like 5'7", 130 pounds or something like that.
Mhm.
He's a tiny man, and he generates so much power in his legs. It's insane.
Yeah.
So he ended up winning the
Dang.
Tour de France, and now how cycling works, like there's three major Grand Tours. Basically,
Mhm.
there's the Tour of Spain, which happened, I believe, in, what was it? Not January. I believe it was April, March, April, around there.
Mhm.
So it's the Tour of Spain, Tour de France, and then the Vuelta a España, which is going to be next month, and he's going to go there. So he might win back-to-back Grand Tours. And mind you, these are not like small. This is 21-day races with like hundreds of miles per stage, and I think around like hundreds of miles in climbing in total. And these guys go over like gradients of like 20 something percent sometimes. So
Yeah. That.
they're
Yeah.
insane athletes, and he's going to go there and he's going to slap everyone up basically. um
Yeah.
and if you guys want to, by the way, if you want to kind of learn about the Tour de France, I suggest watching the kind of Drive to Survive Netflix show that they put out a little bit ago, Tour de France Unchained. They have
Mhm.
dramatized it a little bit, which is a little bit frustrating. They've kind of Drive to Survived it. There's literally, bro, there's literally one scene where this guy was biking, and then he was like, his name was like Wout van Aert. He's like, Wout van Aert has been completely abandoned by his team, and then they zoom out, and he's surrounded by 4 team members and the team car, and literally in the exact same shot. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Literally
Right.
right there. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, so
Man.
cycling is starting to turn into F1 basically, being
Yeah.
dominated by one guy. But yeah. Uh,
Sounds about right.
yeah. So what did you want to talk about, Bella?
All right. So I guess we could kind of switch gears and go into like your major sports in America, or really just major sports in the world.
Hmm.
So one of the hottest topics in America, or really just yeah, and especially in America, but across the world, has been Messi coming to America to play for
Yeah.
crap. What do they call it? Miami
Yeah. Inter
International
Miami.
Inter Miami. Yeah, Inter Miami. Dang, they're that bad, bro. Uh, yeah, they're that bad. But the fact that he came, uh, I want to ask you, because I know that you follow soccer. What's your take on Messi coming to America? What does that mean for the American public? What does that mean for you? You know, give us your thoughts. What do you think?
I think for the American like kind of public, I think it's gonna be putting more eyes on soccer. I think as big as it already is in America, I think it's gonna be much
Yeah.
bigger, especially a name like Messi, who's, let's be honest, the greatest soccer player of all time. Um, it's just gonna put way more eyes, especially on Inter Miami, who have been caking from ticket
Yeah.
sales and jersey sales and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's gonna actually, to be honest, I feel like it's gonna be putting more eyes on European soccer in America even.
I think
Um,
so too. I think so too.
yeah,
I agree.
again, as big as the Premier League is already in the US, I think it's gonna be a little bit bigger now. Um, so yeah, I think it's gonna blow up again, the MLS I feel like is not that big
Mhm.
even in the US, but I think,
Even in America. Yeah.
yeah. But I think, to be honest, I every away game I'm expecting for Inter Miami. If they go to like somewhere like Cincinnati or something like that, it's probably gonna be sold out. I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
probably gonna be sold out solely to see Messi. So yeah. I think the entire MLS is gonna benefit from this. And
For sure, for sure.
yeah. I'm I don't watch all that much of MLS. I've watched a few games.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think this is definitely gonna be. I already saw someone because I'm actually employed now. By the way, for people who don't
Mhm.
know, your boy's employed. Um, so I at my job I saw someone walk in with an Inter Miami jersey of Messi. And I was like, oh,
Okay,
already, wow. So yeah,
right.
so yeah, this is gonna be very big for the MLS.
So for me, I think that it's very. I think this is major. The fact that he came here, you know, um, Messi is the biggest. Is now that Messi is in America, because I think that once it was probably LeBron or between Tom Brady. No, I think it might have been LeBron as the biggest like athlete in America. It's now Messi,
Yeah,
and it's not even close. And I'm a basketball guy. I grew up watching basketball my whole life. I played basketball, and I say Messi because Messi is an international face. He's known everywhere in the world, from all corners of the world. LeBron is known around the world, and LeBron can virtually go just about anywhere. But Messi could go to any corner of the earth, I believe, and people are going to know who he is. And the fact that he's here in America means that there's going to cause for um, the economy is going to, especially the sporting economy, in my opinion. I think it's going to cause more viewership, which obviously, if you get more viewership in a sport, wherever the sport is in, whether it's America, Canada, or the Philippines, if you're getting viewership, then that means that there's going to be more money brought into your economy.
yeah,
And what is even crazier is that, which I personally think that this was planned out by Messi. Um, since the FIFA World Cup is going to be in America the next time it comes around, think about it like this. I personally, I was talking to Priscilla about this, and I asked her. I said, "Did Messi actually say that he's not going? If he's going to actually retire or not? From like, did he actually say like, okay, I'm not coming back. I'm not playing in the next FIFA World Cup. Was it like actually documented, or did he actually say that or not? Because I mean, imagine Argentina, comes to FIFA World Cup. He's already here. He doesn't have to go nowhere. He's already here. You know what I'm saying? And now you're bringing that whole fan base. You know, it's just crazy. Like the soccer, I feel like soccer in America is at an all time high right now because you got so many people tuned into it now. And even before Messi coming to America, I think this FIFA World Cup that just passed was probably the most like as far as the American public. I feel like this was probably the most that the Americans have paid attention to it.
yeah,
So now that Messi is here and everybody knows, oh, that's the guy that won the FIFA World Cup. Um, Now it's at an all-time high, I think. And now, like you said, you're seeing people walk in. I mean, I just bought a Messi jersey myself today, but I like I really like it because I like the color and I kind of like the way it looked, like the design of it. But I mean, again, like even myself, like you got people who are now tuning into it, that are very interested into it. So I think it's big for America, and it's good that people are starting to kind of expand their sport. Um, they're just kind of expanding away from the typical American sports, which is baseball, basketball, football,
yeah,
and I guess you could say hockey too. But I mean, hockey is not that big. I mean, yeah, it's a major thing. It's a major sport in America, but it's not as big as like NBA, NFL, and the MLB. So
yeah.
yeah, that's my thought on it. But I do want to bring this next topic up to you, which has been another hot topic within the last few days now. Um, so LeBron James' son, Bronny James Jr., has suffered a cardiac arrest while in practice for USC. Uh, he literally, I mean, from the reports, they're saying that like he literally just dropped in the middle of practice and passed out. What's your thoughts on this?
To be honest, I'm just happy that the medical he it's very lucky that he wasn't alone, you know? It's very fortunate.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
best thing. That he wasn't like practicing alone at a gym. So, and
yeah.
thankfully what you was it at USC?
It was, yeah, it was. They were. I think it was a like an open gym, like almost like an open run. I don't know if they were practicing because like around this time of the year, like NCAA is not practicing. I don't believe so. I mean, I know that because I played basketball myself, for instance, within NCAA. But I think it might have just been like conditioning or something like that, maybe.
Mm.
But
But
yeah, very fortunate that he was not by himself.
yeah.
So yeah.
And thankful the medical staff
Oh yeah,
got to him so quickly
yeah,
and rushed him to hospital. So yeah. I think wait, I'm just hold on. I think that he was just discharged from the hospital, I believe.
yeah. Like I think yesterday or no, today maybe
Was it today?
was it today?
I think I read
Yeah,
somewhere that he was I think possibly went today.
I
Yeah,
think it was
no, it
today.
was
Yeah.
yesterday. It was yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Okay.
Yeah. He was
I,
released from
I'm I'm
the LA hospital.
I'm definitely happy he's all right. I mean, at the end of the day, like yeah, basketball is one thing, but your life is another. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's really just in general, and just in general for anything that you do. You know, I think a lot of people, I think a lot of us, we all take life for granted. You know, like one minute everything's good, and then the next minute, like everything could be gone. And sometimes, you know, uh, you you just gotta like really just think and just be like, man, you know what? I'm actually happy that I'm alive today. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like I feel like it's taken for granted a lot. There's so many distractions nowadays where you don't really think about like how important life is.
Yeah.
Dang, I sound like Dr. Phil. I sound like Dr. Phil right now. But
But yeah, no,
yeah, I'm just
I agree.
yeah, I'm happy he's all right. That's the most important thing. So
And yeah, he's hopefully I think he's back home. So yeah, hopefully he has a speedy recovery and
yeah,
gets back to doing what he loves. So yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Next topic we want to hit. What I don't really. Which one do you want to hit next? Because we have a lot in
Yeah,
our
we
thing.
do. We do have a lot. How about NFL early predictions? Or you know what?
Yeah,
Before we get into that, let's talk about Wemby, Victor Wembanyama,
yeah,
the hype around this kid.
yeah, and the
Um,
free agency kind of stuff.
yeah, fiasco.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, and on top of that, these crazy contracts that have been
Yeah,
signed lately.
yeah, that's
Um, I'll give my opinion on Victor Wembanyama. So if you don't know who he is, you basically been living under a rock, and you are pretty much Flintstone at this point.
yeah.
Um, if you follow sports and you don't know who Victor Wembanyama, if you follow basketball, you don't know who Victor Wembanyama, you've definitely been like living under a rock. Like, just consider yourself plankton at this point. Not plankton, Patrick. But yeah. So the hype around him, I saw him play. The kid is like 7'5". Damn, like
Oh,
like that's crazy.
yeah,
Um, my honest opinion, I think it's I don't know, bro. Like he's played overseas, like and it's just not the NBA. It's not the NBA in my opinion. He hasn't went up against Kevin Durant. He hasn't went up against LeBron
yeah,
or like Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum, guys like that, Nikola Jokic. He hasn't went up Joel Embiid. Like he hasn't went up against like none of these guys for me to really be like, okay, this kid is solid. Because there has been a lot of like number one picks like him in the last few recent years that have been major busts. Like major busts. And I just, because they're comparing Victor Wembanyama's hype as better as it was better than LeBron coming to the NBA. They're saying that when Victor Wembanyama right now was better than LeBron when he came to the NBA. And I'm like, are you kidding me, bro? Y'all really need to go back and look at LeBron's highlights coming out of high school. And you might, dude, how old was you in 2004?
I was not born.
You wasn't even born. Oh my God. Okay, I feel
man.
old. Yeah, I'm old. Yeah, it's official. I'm old. For me to be 28 years old, I definitely feel old. So no, definitely. 04, that was when LeBron came into the league. I was in the fourth grade at that time, so um, no, the hype was crazy. The hype was crazy. My dad tells me all the time, and he says that he completely disagrees with the critics nowadays in the media saying that like Vic is better than LeBron than when LeBron got into the league. I just think that he has to prove himself, but I do feel bad for him because they have given him so much hype now that he has to live up to it. If he doesn't live up to the hype, they're going to destroy him. He's going to get destroyed by the NBA media. Do you
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah.
He has to live up to the hype, bro, and that's what kind of I'm afraid of for him because he's just a rookie. He's just a kid. Like he's only 19. He's like 18 or 19 years old, and he hasn't really seen what the NBA is like. Yeah, you might have destroyed the competition in France, but let's be honest here. It's not the NBA, dude. And you're not going against like LeBron in France. You wasn't going. There's no LeBrons in France. There's no Kevin Durant's in France. You know, um, it's different. It's different. What's your take on it?
No, I actually 100% agree. I I've heard this song before, Markel Fultz like is immediately jumps to mind where people are like, "Oh, this kid he's the next big thing. He's going to dominate the NBA." And I know he's had injury problems, but he's very much been a bust. Same with Ben Simmons. Same with what's that kid? Um, Something Fredette, I think.
Oh, Jimmer for that.
Jimmer Fredette. It's just I know like people are saying, "Oh, this guy's different. Wimby's different. He's this, he's that." But I don't know. Oh, Chet Holmgren as well. I know we haven't
Yeah,
really seen him, but he got injured immediately, and now I'm a bit kind of it's very touch and
his,
go with
his
him.
yeah his hype has died down for sure,
Yeah,
and that's the
and
thing. That's the scary part is that in today's NBA game, like if you got the hype around you, you have to maintain the hype, bro. Because if you don't, then you're just going to fall off like Haas. You're going to be You're going to be a forgotten team, like a forgotten a minute or a forgotten. How can I put it? A forgotten character like Haas or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to maintain that, and that comes with a lot of responsibility, dude. Like it does. That's the scary part, man. I'm telling you.
and the stuff with like you just said, the stuff with he's a better prospect than LeBron James. That is like what you just said. That's pretty scary. To
Yeah,
a guy who's many people regard, I don't personally, but many people regard as the greatest player of all time.
yeah,
Um, that's a very, very big, very big shoes to fill, you know.
yeah,
And like you just said, EuroLeague isn't the NBA. Um, like Luka Doncic said, like they're more physical there, but it's easier to play there, basically.
yeah, yeah.
And so he needs to be if he's not averaging probably 18 or more, people are going to start saying things like, "Oh, he's not living up to the hype. So he needs to hit
Exactly.
the ground running, and he needs to be the rock of the Spurs, basically.
Yeah, he's a savior of San Antonio
Yeah.
because if you follow the NBA and you've been watching, like the Spurs have been on a very let's just say they've been on they've been trending downwards and very fast. But now they're kind of leveled at this point because of the hype of Wembanyama. That's why I say it's scary because, dude, if you don't hit the ground running immediate, he has to hit the ground running immediately. He can't afford to have a uh, below mid like average season. He has to hit the ground running immediately. Like, bro, you have to average this year. You're gonna have to average at least like 15, 16, 15, 16, between 15 and 18 points is like the expected. If you're only averaging like 8 points, bro, that is going to be considered. You're going to get destroyed by America.
Yeah.
Like they're going to destroy you because they put so much hype in it in you that you're supposed to be this next. You're supposed to be the biggest thing like in the NBA now. Like I mean, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see on that. But
No,
um,
I actually, what also kind of a bit concerns me a little bit is the fact that he left the summer league. That concerned me a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah, and he did leave the. No, so the Spurs shut his summer league. Like they basically shut him down. It was like, all right,
Oh,
we've
they
seen
shut him.
enough.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, bro, after one game, really? Like 1 or 2 games? Like, I
yeah.
mean, I get it because like he's playing against like summer league guys, so that makes sense. But I don't know. Man. Like, it's I have a very I don't like this feeling at all, and I'm gonna call it out right now. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he. I don't think he is who everybody says he is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's just going to be a good big man. But I don't think he's going to be the face of the NBA. I don't think he's going to be that. And I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed, which is going to be unfortunate because he still is going to be a good player. I don't think he's going to be a bad player. I just think that he's not going to be who everybody say he is. Though.
Yeah.
I'm calling it out. That's my early prediction on him for this before the season starts. So I guess we'll see here. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, same. I do hope he does well. And yeah, we'll see in a few weeks' time. Free agency stuff, I want to quickly say this. Um I I think that the Warriors messed up. I'll
Oh
be
yeah, big time,
big time mess up.
big time.
My dad actually and my brother are happy about it, which I don't. I I don't know why we did that. I
Yeah,
again, I get that Poole didn't have a good season, especially, and he had a decent regular season. He had a career best points, career best assists, and career best field goal percentage, I think. And he really didn't do well in the playoffs. I know that, but it's his really is, to be honest, his really only his second year really, because he didn't barely spent any time in his first 2 years, I think, or first year.
yeah.
He mostly spent it in the G League, like building up experience and stuff, and mostly just stayed on the bench, didn't have much playing time. So I think we really messed up, um, and especially getting Chris Paul. Really, Chris Paul, out of all
Right.
the people we could have gotten, out
It
of
makes no
like,
sense.
we really needed a big man. Why didn't we go for someone like that? I know Looney's absolutely incredible, and I absolutely adore Looney.
Mhm.
He's one of the best players in the Warriors, to be honest. He's top three. I think the best players are Steph, Clay, and Looney, personally.
Okay.
Um, and I think we got done dirty by our own organization getting Chris Paul. And now we're talking about trading Kaminga. Why are we talking about trading Kaminga when we, like, for years the owners were like, we have a like good strong young core in Moody, Kaminga, and Poole, and we already
Mhm.
traded Poole. Now we're talking about trading Kaminga, and there are some rumors that we might trade Moody as well. Why are we giving away our young core for like someone like Chris Paul, who's 38 and who's probably going to retire in like 2 years, 2, 3, maybe 4 years. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So
Yeah, these are
yeah,
rare Warrior L's.
yeah,
Rare because they're usually making good moves
yeah.
in the off season, but this is a rare major L for Warriors. Um,
We did
it
we
makes
did
no
well.
sense.
Yeah, we did well with the D'Angelo Russell trade when we got
Mhm.
him. He did really good for us when Steph was injured. We had a bad season that year, but like he did well to step up for the team. We traded him away,
Yeah,
which to be honest, I think D'Angelo Russell is probably one of my favorite players, so I was a bit
I think
disappointed.
he should have. He would have been good there because imagine Jordan or D'Angelo Russell and Jordan Poole together, like coming off the bench.
Yeah, that would be really good. That would be very
Yeah,
very good.
but my that's kind of what brings me to my thing is like, okay, so you trade away your top scoring player off the bench. Now what?
Yeah, exactly.
Like now what? Because Chris Paul is not a scoring point guard.
Hmm.
Like he's not coming in the game like on some John Wall kind of stuff where okay, I'm gonna get like 25, 30 first. Like Chris Paul is gonna look for other play. I just don't get that move at all. It's
Yeah,
definitely
it
confusing
makes
move.
zero sense to me.
I tried to, when it first happened, I tried to like really piece it together for the first couple of days, but I was just like, I can't come up with nothing as to why they would get Chris Paul because Chris Paul is a pass first point guard, but who is he going to pass it to? Like, are you going to start him and just have a 2 point guard lineup and then put Klay Thompson at the three, which makes no sense because like Steph needs the ball in his hands to be Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Steph Curry is not an off-ball player like Klay Thompson is, where Klay Thompson doesn't have to dribble the ball much. He can score without dribbling.
Yeah. And it's a question: who are you going to sacrifice in that starting lineup? Because if you do start Chris Paul, it's going to be Chris Paul, Curry, Clay, probably Wiggins, and
Yeah, it's
Draymond
on.
or Looney.
It, it, probably Draymond's going to start because they
Yeah,
just gave him that
and
contract.
then you're putting Looney again, one of our best players. You're going to keep him on the bench, and
Yeah, it makes no sense, and it's
yeah,
going to be probably, if not maybe, the smallest lineup in the league.
yeah, for
Because
sure.
I mean, if we name off that lineup height, well, the Chris Paul at the point guard is 6 foot flat, mind you. Everybody that the average height for a point guard is like 6'3" or 6'4" in NBA.
Yeah,
It's like 6'5" even. So you got Chris Paul at point, which is 6 foot. Then you got Steph Curry at shooting guard, which is 6'3", which the average height for a shooting guard is like 6'7".
yeah,
And then for small forward, you have Clay, which is 6'8", and the average height for that is like 6'9". And then you got Andrew Wiggins, which is 6'7" again, and average height for that is like 6'9", 6'10". So they're going to be undersized throughout the whole. There's going to be a mismatch in terms of height. Um, it doesn't make no sense. So I guess I'm actually very interested. I'm gonna pay attention to them when the season starts because I want to see what they're going to do with that.
yeah. Just why, why Chris Paul?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't see them going far. I will say this: I don't see them going far in the playoffs.
me
I
neither.
don't even think. I think they're probably at best second round, bro. Like
Yeah,
unless they planning to trade Chris Paul, but I think Chris Paul is still on that nasty contract from Phoenix where it's like I think he got like 60 or 70 million or something like that. And I think he's still on that. I think he has like a year or two left of that. So I don't know, bro. Like
yeah.
I don't get it. But what do you think about Jaylen Brown signing that
That
305 million?
I don't really get that one either. Because
I
I
don't
love
either.
Jalen Brown. He's a good player, but
Mhm.
you probably could have gotten him cheaper.
Oh yeah, for sure. I hate to say this. I really hate to say this. I'm all for people getting paid, but Jaylen Brown got overpaid.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no way that there's no way. I mean, this is the highest. I mean, he just set the bar because they're saying that this is the highest paid, or this is the highest. He is now considered the highest paid NBA player in NBA history, with a contract worth 305 million. We're talking damn near baseball money now, for the NBA, which is good. Uh, but at the same time, Jaylen Brown is at best he's like on a good on a good team, like he's at best like a second option.
Yeah,
How do you
it's
how do you so what you're telling me is a second best option kind of player is getting paid $305 million nowadays, like,
yeah, exactly.
because Jason Tatum is number one on like Jason Tatum is the first option. So I don't understand how the heck something is not right here. Either Jason Tatum settled too low, or Boston settled too, or Boston, yeah, just overpaid him. I mean, that's how I look at it, because, like, again, Jason Tatum is the number one option for Boston. How the
Yeah,
heck is he? How the heck is he not nowhere near that kind of that kind of money is what baffles me.
yeah. I think they really kind of fumbled it with how much they pay him. He just said he's a second option player. I
Best
don't
on
get
a
why they're
good team.
paying him so much. It's just an insane amount.
I mean, he's not even the best player on his own team, and he's the highest paid player in NBA history, and he's
Yeah,
not even the best player on his own team.
yeah, exactly. And to be honest, right now he's not even like sorry, it's not even, but he's not like a Hall of Famer. You know,
Yeah, yeah, like
it's just
his accolades is not matching up with the number.
yeah, exactly.
Like, he's not, like, Boston hasn't done nothing. I mean, even for Jason Tatum, Boston hasn't really done nothing for nobody to really de- deserve that kind of money. You would say, because, like, I mean, if he's the highest paid player in NBA history, you would think that would go to somebody like LeBron, or, like, maybe like Giannis or something like that. Where these guys are uh, made men, like they have done it all, like. But I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I seriously don't get that. But I'm happy for him that he got paid. He did crack the highest paid player record, um, but it still doesn't make sense, though. And I'm just being honest.
yeah,
And I think a lot of people might think that too. This
yeah,
doesn't make any sense at all.
yeah. I think, to be honest, I think they might kind of live to regret it, possibly
Yeah.
a little bit
No,
later.
I think they will. I mean, even let's just say theoretically speak. Let's say theoretically speaking that. Um, so I'm trying to think about it from a future perspective, in like a GM shoes, in a future perspective here. So let's just say theoretically speaking, 3 years from now, the free agency market is booming. Like, there's a crazy amount of free agents that are on the market, and it's like, dang, it's up for grabs. Like, we could get this guy, we can get that guy. You're not getting nobody, bro. Like, you're $305 million in the hole with one player.
Yeah, and plus you have Jason Tatum, who is the best player on your team,
Right.
and he probably he's
If you
probably
don't pay
seeing
him,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
he's
If you
probably
don't
seeing
pay
that, and
him,
he's like, I deserve more than him.
oh
So then
yeah, for
he's
sure.
probably gonna
So
ask more than him. So
so I think that what happens is, Boston has officially put themselves in a financial hole,
yeah,
because when Jason Tatum's contract is up, he's definitely going to be like, "Oh no, y'all paid him 305 million, which is like 200 million more than me, and I'm better than him. Um, I think I need like 600 bill or 600 million. It's going to be a crazy amount. Okay, give me, maybe not 600. Maybe, okay, give me 450 to 500 million.
yeah,
You still have a $304 million contract that's still active with Jason Tatum, but now, or with Jaylen Brown, but now Jason Tatum is asking for a $500 million contract. You're nearly at $1 billion between two players.
Only two players.
Only two players.
Jesus. And
It
yeah, and
doesn't
then
make it.
who
You're
can
going
you
to lose
sign
somebody,
after that?
right? Who are you going to sign, or you're going to lose? You're not going to lose Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is locked in. He's set. He's good. Now you run the risk of losing Jason Tatum, because if you don't want to meet him at that number that he wants and he thinks that he's worth, he's gone. His good is gone. And now you just lost your best player because you overpaid a second option player. Like, not even the overpaid is not even a word. It's you've lost your mind.
Yeah.
You completely lost your mind. You didn't think this through. They thought about the now, but they didn't think about the future.
Yeah. And who are you gonna pay to be your other starting three, and then plus the bench? And it's like you're
Right.
gonna only take, I don't want to say scrubs, but like
Like
not,
vet minimums.
yeah, the minimum players, and
Yeah.
then
And you're not winning a championship with that. I'm sorry.
and it's like you're gonna probably try to ask Jason Tatum to take a pay cut, which is probably
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
absolutely not going to
So
happen. I mean, he holds the. Come on now, bro. Like, he holds. He's on cloud nine right now. He's like, oh man, I'm the most. You know what I'm saying? I mean, imagine you're, you know, you just broke the record for the highest paid player in NBA history. You're definitely going to be on cloud nine. Nobody can't tell you anything. You're
yeah.
gonna, um, I guess we can move on from that real quick. Okay, all right. We're going to stay on the topic of finances right now, or just for one more. Topic. I got to bring this up because this has been a hot topic as well. All right. Have you heard about the Saudi Arabian team offering Kylian Mbappe?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I want to read this off to people who I gotta look it up real quick. Where is it at? Where's it at? Do you have the numbers or no?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. Wait. I see. You wanna do it, or you want? I'm excited to do it.
yeah, you got this.
Okay. All right. People, for those who don't know who Kylian Mbappe is, you have been considered Patrick Star yourself because you've been living under a rock too. um. Okay. Saudi Arabian football club makes the world's, I think this is considered, and I say the world, not just soccer, this is the world's most expensive salary in world history to one player. A 1 year deal from Al Hilal. For one season, they're offering $776 million for the 1 year. He will make $64.6 million a month. He will make $14.7 million a week, $2.1 million a day, $88,500 an hour, $24 per second.
And can I just say, real quick, after hearing all that, that moron turned it down.
But how
He
boss is that? How boss is that? How
turned.
boss is that?
Yeah, actually, to me, that is actually kind of cold.
that
They
is so
offered you basically $1 billion, and you said no.
nah. I'm
That is,
good.
that's both idiotic and so badass at the same time.
Nah, bro, like
Nah.
that's like me and you. You know, we're on the phone with each other. I'm like, oh yeah, I just got offered, a job for paid like $2 billion a year, but I turned it down. You want to go to Chick-fil-A though? You want to
go to Chick-fil-A. Like, it's so lost, but
Yeah.
idiotic at the same time.
Yeah.
But
That is.
I'm more impressed that he turned it down.
Yeah.
I'm more impressed at that. Dude, this guy makes the gas money you put in your car a second.
Yeah.
Bro, that's correct. Bro,
Wait, how much money does he make an hour?
he makes $88,500 an hour. Oh, wait. Yeah, an hour.
So, wow. So he makes more than I make a year in 1 hour. That's depressing. That's
He makes
he would
more
have
than
made.
he makes more than I make an hour. No, he makes more than the offer is that he will make more than I would make an hour than I have on not Gran Turismo. He has more money in an hour than I have on freaking GTA 5 online. No, he has more money than I have on GTA 5 online in 30 minutes.
Yeah, bro. Just
And I'm talking about a video game, people. I'm talking about, like, on a video game, you would think, like, oh, man, like, come on, bro. Like, you could make $10 million maybe an hour in a video game. Bro, he makes more money than what I have in a video game in 30 minutes.
damn.
Let
Bro.
that sink in. That money is outrageous. And
Yeah.
you know what I think with that offer, you know what I think is getting ready to happen? People are going to start flocking to those, to Saudi Arabia, to those not Middle Eastern, but, over there to like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. They're going to start flocking over there because imagine they start making leagues that pays them up like that.
Well, they already are with Ronaldo's being there. So,
Yeah.
but that would have been to have Mbappe and Ronaldo in the same league in Saudi Arabia. That would have
been sick.
exploded.
Yeah.
That would have exploded.
That would have been sick for sure. So,
yeah. But he's probably holding out to sign with Real Madrid now.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, that's still respectable. I mean, Real Madrid, but at the same time, it's like Real Madrid is giving you $1 billion.
Yeah, but you could have made nearly $1 billion, bro. But, dude, I'm just thinking about this. Imagine you've probably, I've done it, but like you've kind of done one of those things where it's like, I could have made a little bit of money if I just did that.
Yeah.
But you remember that feeling like, damn it. But it's like, imagine thinking you could have made nearly $1 billion in 1 year. God damn.
Just for 1 year. Like, tell
1 year. That's more than LeBron's entire career in NBA. Like, solely NBA contract money.
Yeah.
That's more than his entire NBA career. He's made $571 million solely from NBA contracts. That he would have made $774 million, I think, Mbappe, in 1 year.
Yep.
He would have been
probably
a billionaire plus after that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At 24, the kid's 24. That's
the fact that he's 24 and he turned down $1 billion contract. Boss. It just screams boss all over.
Bro's 24.
But personally, what I would have done was, if I want to play for Real Madrid and say, okay, this is where I want to win a championship. Okay, in this league. All right. I'm telling Real Madrid, look, y'all, I think y'all can understand. I'm going to take this $1 billion 1 year. I'm going to take this $1 billion 1 year deal, and y'all can wait 1 year. Just 1 year. And I'm going to be there. I would have did that. I would have been like, look, I'm Mbappe. You want me or not, dude? You want me or not? Because I'm pretty sure, on this 1 year deal, I'm pretty sure they might offer me a little bit more. But, at the same time, my heart is within Real Madrid, but my mind is on the money, though. My mind is on the money, but my heart is somewhere else. And I'm okay going in two directions here. Like, or I'm gonna put my heart on the back seat right now, and I'm gonna put my mind in the front. I'm gonna take that $1 billion, okay? But I don't know, man. I mean, he must be up to something. He must be up to something good. He must know something that we all don't.
Yeah, he better demand like a lot of money from Real Madrid.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're Real Madrid, you can't. Fucking. I'm sorry. Because I'm so. It's so crazy because it's like you can't lowball him. Now
Yeah,
you just
no.
can't. You
No
have to
chance.
offer this guy. You gotta offer him an insane amount too. Maybe not $1 billion or even 776, but you got to be talking up in like the
500.
400,
Yeah,
500
500
yeah,
million, yeah.
500 million, yeah, like at minimum, bro, at minimum. You can't lowball and be like, okay, yeah, we can give you 200 million. Jason Brown isn't even getting paid that. If I'm Mbappe, did you just offer me 205 million? Really?
Hell no.
Jalen Brown in the NBA is getting paid 305 million. He's the best player on his team. He hasn't even won a championship. And you don't want to offer me lower? Man, I'm going to Saudi Arabia, dude. I don't know why I'm wasting my time.
Oh my god.
But all right. So I want to change, if you don't mind. I want to change the kind of. We're gonna switch the gear. We're going to downshift 2 gears here. All right. Let's talk about. Did you see Oppenheimer?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Boss movie.
I went to go see that movie called
what's the movie you told me before?
Yeah, it's the movie where I have to look it up real quick. Let me see. I'm gonna get the name.
Yeah, while you're looking that up, I actually want to tell you something. So, have you watched Oppenheimer?
I haven't, but I'm going to see it Tuesday next week, though.
So there's this isn't really a spoiler, but there's like this sex scene in the movie, and like this girl was like naked, and then the dude next to me, every time the camera would turn to him, he would just go, "Damn!" every single time, and I just busted out laughing. And it's like a really emotional scene, like because he's telling her that like he has to go to like where they're building this bomb and stuff like that, like where they're building the town, like Los Alamos, Los Santos, not Los Santos. That's
Los Santos.
He's gonna go to Los Santos. He's gonna go to Los Alamos and blah blah blah. And then like this is a really emotional scene, and then every 2 seconds, this dude next to me is just going, "Damn." Damn. every time.
Oh, that's like you should have got that recording of him. We could use that voiceover and be like over.
I should have done that.
That would have been funny. Damn.
Just God.
But we could have used, every time Ferrari does something wrong. Damn. No, but okay. So the movie is called the movie I went to go see is called Sound of Freedom. I definitely I prefer everyone to see that movie because it opens your eyes to life that you live in. I mean, have you heard about what the movie is about or not? Because I can just break it down quickly. I'm not going to tell you what's in the movie, or I'm not going to tell you how the movie goes, but I'll just tell you a quick summary of what it's about.
Yeah,
if you haven't heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
Okay. It's basically about child pornography and child trafficking. And I kind of went into the movie like, I don't want to see this scary movie, but I mean, I didn't know nothing about it because, like, again, like, before the movie, dang, it sounds terrible. Before this movie had started, I had never done no research on this movie. So
Scylla just told me like, hey, like let's go see this movie. Been hearing, some crazy things about it, but it's it's an eye opener. All right, something different because I'm a scary movie guy. So it's about child pornography and child trafficking, and it's crazy, bro. Like the whole movie, you're just like, oh my god, like. But the thing is that this stuff happens, in real life. Like
Yeah.
this is stuff that actually goes on today. Like at this minute, like God forbid, I hate to say this, but like at this minute, there's a child abduction going on right now,
Yeah.
and like it's not it's not it's not really talked about on the news a lot. Like how these kids are being sold. There's kids that have been kidnapped. These kids are being sold and basically trafficked to bring in money. They're working the streets and stuff like that. And it's just like, dang, bro. Like, I think our really just around the world, like we gotta do a better job of just protecting the kids. Gotta do a better job of that, and just because there are creeps in this world, man.
Yeah. There's
Yeah, there's some creeps in this world, man. We live in a world where like, it's that's the reality, and so it's definitely a movie to see. With that being said, there came a part where the whole movie theater shook, like boom, like explosion. I'm looking at Priscilla, we looking at each other like, because we watching this subtle, soft movie.
Yeah.
And real, it's just like, like it's crazy, like I said. And then you're just hearing boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. I'm just like, dang, I'm like, did America and Russia? I was like, damn, did Putin hit the button? like, did he hit the button? Because
damn, did he do it? I knew it.
damn, I was like, is this how it ends? Me in a movie theater? Like, I'm looking at her like, what the heck? I'm hearing that it's apparently, from what I've heard, it's the atomic bombs that goes off in Oppenheimer. Tell us about that.
The living hell out of me. Do you mind? Do you mind if I spoil one scene?
Okay, go ahead.
So basically, they set off the bomb, and it's this absolutely beautiful scene. But spoilers ahead, kind of, not really, but it's just once. By the way, I hate it when people are like, "Don't spoil Oppenheimer," but it's like, dude, it's history. It already happened. Most people know it already happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's this absolutely gorgeous scene where they set off the bomb, and then it's like this massive fire cloud, and then it's like the smoke is kind of engulfing the fire, and then he's like, it's his famous line where he's like, I've become death, I'm the destroyer of worlds."
Oh.
And then it's like complete silence for like 5 to 6 seconds, and then it's just boom, like, and they do it like multiple times.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
Yeah, and then they show Oppenheimer's view multiple times, and then they cut to the other people, like other people, like because other people are farther away. So then it's like a massive boom where Oppenheimer is, and then still a pretty big boom where this other character is, but it's not as big, and then it shifts to another person, and then it's just like a small boom and like a little bit of wind, and then that's it. But yeah,
that sounds like a sick scene. Like now I'm excited to see it.
But it scared the hell out of me. Because I was like, wow, this is beautiful. Oh, Jesus.
Bro, like we're all, like we're in a movie theater, and like, it's dark in there and stuff. And like, you can still see people's like heads and stuff, like their silhouette of their head, or, shoulders maybe even. And damn, if you can see the silhouette of the shoulder, that must be a very tall person. Because like those things, that must be like Victor Wembanyama you're looking at. But no. So like we're like I said, we're watching a movie, we're watching our movie and stuff, and then
when the bombs go off, like you can see like people in our movie theater like turning and looking around, like, what the hell was that? Like, and I was just like, damn, like, because I've heard about the Oppenheimer's like atomic bombs before, prior to me going into this movie, so it had me wondering at first, like, damn, like, what's going on outside? But then I got to thinking, like, oh, this might be that bomb that people be talking about that shakes like damn near the whole movie.
Yeah.
So I definitely can't wait to see that. So
oh, sorry.
bless you.
Thank you.
So a few more topics before we get off here.
Yeah.
Travis Scott Pyramid concert canceled.
Yeah.
How the hell did you even get to that point? Like the pyramids of Giza in Egypt, that would have been probably the sickest concert ever in history.
Yeah.
Like Jesus walking on water is crazy. But the concert at the pyramids of Giza is like, I mean, I'm not comparing it, but it's like, I'm trying to imagine that. And it just, the vision that I'm seeing is just crazy. Like hundreds and thousands of people at the pyramids of, like, it almost sounds like unworldly. Like this is some like unworldly stuff. Like
yeah.
I don't know. Like it just sounds crazy to me. Like you're in the middle of the desert. You have a concert in the middle of the desert with the pyramids of Giza. Like this is by far like probably one of the most well-known places in the world, and you're having a concert, Travis Scott, there.
Yeah.
Like he's like, that's crazy. But the fact that it got, apparently. So when we were talking about this, when we were making up our ideas list, I was telling you that it got canceled. Apparently, with an update today, from what I saw from Travis Scott himself, I think that they said that they're trying to. I think it got reversed, and now they're in the talks of resuming on schedule. So if this concert goes down, I personally think this would probably be the craziest concert ever, like in history.
Yeah.
Because nobody's never done something like this before.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, it would be insane. Like
Yeah,
like you said, in front of the pyramids of Giza.
that's insane. Like that's insane. Like dude's having a concert on top of the Pharaoh.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just
like dude's having a like, what the heck? Wait, what? Like bro's having a concert in front of mummies.
just like, and it would be such a cool what's it called?
Concept, you would say?
Yeah.
It is. I agree. I definitely agree. It's definitely one of the most creative concepts I think I've ever heard from like an artist. Like it's definitely crazy. Plus, I like Travis Scott's music anyway. I think it's very creative.
Yeah. Same. But I'll be on. Have you listened to the album?
I have. Are you talking about the Utopia album?
Yeah.
I don't think. Wait, has it came out?
Yeah, it came out 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. I've been living under a rock then. I'm Patrick.
I'll be completely honest with you.
Damn it.
I don't like it. I'll
Really?
be honest. Yeah, I don't really like it.
It's a bust, like NBA, like draft pick #1 type of bust, or it's like
no, it's like it's not.
Is it has forgotten kind of vibes?
Yeah,
Or
it's just kind of meh. It's just one of those albums where you're like, you listen to it once and then you're like, that was okay, and then you never really listen to it again. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, it just wasn't that great. And then there was like a weird thing where he dissed a bunch of him and Drake dissed a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I think he dissed Drake. I think said something about not Will Ferrell, Pharrell Williams.
Oh, really?
That'll be the strangest Drake dissing Will Ferrell.
Right. That's like the strangest diss ever. Like, no. What did he do?
Pharrell Williams. Sorry.
Yeah.
Him and Pusha T, I think. Which Drake and Pusha T goes obviously back a while.
back and
But
forth. Yeah.
and then I think Travis Scott had a thing like about Timothy Chalamet or something about like that. Just
Okay.
again, which is like just the weirdest person to diss in a rap song.
Yeah. I gotta
Because
listen to it now.
yeah, it's just it's I don't know, I just didn't. Of course, people are obviously gonna like it because it's also your opinion, but it's personally just didn't think it was incredible,
Yeah.
to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Let's talk about so everybody. Zach told me some quite interesting
Oh yeah,
news. You know where I'm going with this?
I think so.
Shall I say it or
Yeah, you what?
you want to guess it?
Just
All
in
right.
case I'm wrong.
Okay. Okay. Let's just say Zach auditioned for a movie.
Oh yeah.
So let's hear the story behind this. What's going on?
So basically, one of the reasons I actually haven't talked to you about this, but I'll be
Yeah.
completely. I'll this is something I'll be completely honest with. For the
Yeah.
last little bit, I've been kind of not really depressed. I don't want to use the word depressed. I've been kind
Mhm.
of lost basically,
Okay.
and I'm trying to basically figure out what I want to do with my life basically.
Yeah.
And something that really interested me a lot has always been acting and stuff like that. And
Okay.
what really this is gonna sound very weird, but what really like kind of flicked a switch in me was when I watched Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. To be
Oh,
honest,
that was a sick movie.
it
That
was
was
a
a sick movie.
sick movie. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of flipped a switch in my head, and I was like, I want to do something like that.
You found some
And
inspiration.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It inspired me to kind of go for something.
Yeah.
And I won't say what the movie is. I'll tell you afterwards, but
Okay.
I won't say it on the
Yes.
podcast just in case like they don't get me in no free promotion.
This is
Basically.
a this is a moment for the viewers that are listening where they're like, "Dang,
Y'all
we
don't
could have
get to
used that.
know. It's only
We
for the
could have used
boys.
that."
It's only for
Nice.
us.
Nice.
Um it's not I'm not saying it's not like a Disney movie or something like that. It's not a very very big movie. But
Yeah.
I came across this thing on Instagram where these guys were like it's a voice acting thing for an animated movie. Um
Okay.
and I was like, "Oh, that sounds dope." And I want to
Yeah.
do it. And then cuz for people who don't know, I live in Virginia, basically Washington D.C., Virginia. And they're
Yeah.
like we basically we want everyone to audition, but people it's encouraged for people in Virginia or New Jersey, basically. And I was like,
Oh, okay.
yes.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
And so I auditioned, and we're still waiting on the response, but
Okay.
I've never cringed at myself more than making because it's like you record yourself basically for the audition, and
Yeah.
I hate I've told you this before, but I hate the sound of my own voice.
Mhm.
Um, and so like, I make my own videos for people who don't know on YouTube. And I can't really watch them myself.
Yeah.
I don't really watch them because I don't like the sound of my own voice. So then to do this and then to keep watching back the footage of myself like going through lines and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then like to see like what I could do better and stuff like that. I just
Yeah.
cringed so hard, and I it was so bad to watch, man. It was so bad because
Well.
it's just I don't know. I feel like I didn't sound very natural. But then I
Mhm.
watched a video on like how to do this stuff. But then she didn't. The girl in it, she was on like Grey's Anatomy and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
she kind of sounded the same as me. So I was like, oh, that's a little bit more encouraging. But like,
Yeah.
I didn't like from it was the best I could possibly do,
Yeah.
but
Well,
it
that's what
still
matters,
sounded
though.
cringy.
That's what matters at the end of the day is that
Yeah,
you could if you did your best, then you can live with that. And
yeah,
um, that's all that my advice to that is that don't beat yourself up too hard over because if that's if that's a insecurity, you know, you don't want that to eat you up. Because look at it like this, like you said, acting is something that you want to do. So if that's the case, you have to, if you just have to embrace that. All right, you know, there's going to be times where I may not sound right, but you know what? This is what I want to do, and it makes me happy. So as long as it makes you happy, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? If you're okay with waking up and he's like, all right, you know what? Today's a new day. Like, yeah, I didn't sound good yesterday, but you know, I love what I do, and that's where the most successful people come from, is that when they have that mindset of, all right, I love what I do. So, you know, whether today was good or whether today was bad, the next day I'm gonna be better anyway.
Yeah.
You know? So
Exactly, yeah.
I sound like Dr. Phil.
But like again, it's my first time as well doing something like this.
Yeah.
Where I've done it like in school and stuff like that, but it's very different going from school to an actual movie. So yeah.
True.
If I do get it's one of those things where if I do like if I do get the thing, yeah, obviously that's awesome and I get to be in a movie and it's like yeah. But then if I don't, but it's like yeah, I auditioned, like it's cool kind of say like oh yeah, I auditioned for a movie. It's one of those things where it's like, you can say
I mean, it could be the start. It could be the start of a journey,
exactly.
you know?
Exactly.
Like this one, you know, if you get this one, then, you know, and you hit the ground running with this, you know, damn, that's pretty good then. But if not, you know, like I said, it could be the start of a journey. You're like, all right, I'm going to try out another one then. Yeah. And if I don't make it that one, you know, I can take, it's almost like, I'll look at it as like you're tuning a car where it's like, all right, you tuned it one way and then you take it to the track and then it's not doing it doesn't do what you're visioning it to do. Like it's not doing what you want it to do. So you're like, all right, this track day is done, it's dead. All right, let me take the car back home, tune it again. All right, I'm gonna take it to the next track day. And then it does something better, but it's not still hitting. You know what I'm saying? That's really how I look at life, to be honest. It's like, it's almost like tuning. You know, I look at life as like you're tuning a car where it may not be perfect, but it's good. It might be good for you that day.
Yeah.
And you just take it day by day. So, you know.
Yeah,
and it's like I said, life is like tuning a car.
And another thing I want, like a little bit of advice from me to if anyone like is doing something like this, basically.
Yeah.
A little like it's very easy to only look at the negatives, you know? But you always have to kind of take positives away from something like this, you know, where it's I always say like if you only look at negatives, you know, there's not really a point in doing it. You know what I mean? Because I've talked about this with friends where like if you only look at negatives and then you're like, "Oh, if I get to here, then I'll see positives." Then it's never really going to change because you're always going to keep moving like the goalposts farther and farther and farther back. It's like once I reach here, there's going to be positives, you know. And then you reach there and then and since it's in your mindset to always look at negatives and not really see any positives, then you'll just keep moving it back and back and back and you'll only basically forever only see negatives. So you have to kind of sit down and even if it's like the smallest little thing, find the not find the negatives, but find the positives in everything. Like in this thing, it's like yeah, it was quite possibly the cringiest thing I've ever watched in my entire life. But it's just like I can see like oh I got better with each take or something like that, and I can see I'm getting more comfortable or something like that, you know. So just try to find positives in things. Don't always be negative. Basically, is what I'm saying. Try.
Yeah.
I know it can be hard to give yourself praise sometimes, but if you never do, then you're not really ever gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know how to inflate
You're just gonna stay in a stuck mind. You're gonna stay in a stuck mind, a stuck state of mind where you're just it's just a never ending kind of thing where you're just being negative all the time with
Exactly.
yourself. So dang, this is like a little I think we should do like a little, like a Dr. Phil kind of segment where we're giving advice and stuff about our life endeavors. But
Dr. Woodson and Dr. Beauchamp.
yeah, we gotta make up our practice name or something. Come up with a doctor name. But I think so the last topic that I will hit on would just be everything revolving around the Titan tragedy, because that had happened since we've been gone. Rest in peace to those that were on board. And then what goes into this topic will be like conscious thought, which would be like kind of like a conspiracy theory, because I do have some a crazy theory over the conscious thought, and then the water pressure science, and also, so let me start off with this question: why are people so obsessed with the Titanic?
Yeah, I don't get that.
I seriously don't either.
Yeah, like it's never gonna be able to lift it, like lift it from the ocean,
And even if we do, why?
Yeah,
like
actually, yeah. What's the point?
What is it going to do for your life if we do lift it up? Like, what happens?
Yeah, it's just there's not really any positives, is there? Like any like real positives?
Yeah, like a real positive. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like what's it gonna do? Like after there's gonna be like a novel. It's like, wow, it's the Titanic, and then it's like, all right,
you're still gonna go home, cook spaghetti, and maybe watch the baseball game on television that night. Like, it's not going to change your life. Like, it's the Titanic. And I mean, rest in peace to the people that were aboard the Titanic when it went down. But I mean, we're just pulling up a massive structure. I don't get, I don't really see like why are people so obsessed with it. What does it do for you, and why would you want? Because the Ocean Gate thing with Titan was that the reason why they brought those people aboard, or would take people down. One of the reasons was, quote, for research purposes. What exactly are you researching? What exactly are you researching when you go to the Titanic? It's not like you're going inside of it. All you're doing is just going down there and just, I mean, the pressure at that point where the Titanic sits at 12,000 feet under the water. They got crushed at 3,000 feet.
Yeah.
That should just give you, I mean, for people, that should give you a thought of how far away they still was from the Titanic. So my point is, what exactly are you researching when you go down there?
Yeah, I don't know what I guess like how bad the damage is to the Titanic, but then
are you actually going to see it?
Yeah,
because it's already like almost, I mean, it's already over 100 years old. So it's like it's already damaged up like crazy right now. I mean, it's not like you're going to actually see. Are you actually going to see? I mean, you're not going to actually see like the initial damage, I don't think, because it's already been a part of the water ecosystem at this point where it's just done rusted out like crazy. Things have fell off and broken off over time. We're talking about 100-year-old structure that's been under the water, under the pressures of the water for over 100 years now. But so it just doesn't make any sense as to why people are so upset with it. But what do you mean?
There's like a very loud noise all of a sudden in my ear.
Oh, really?
Sorry, my bad. Everybody played a video on accident. I was trying to take out my left AirPod and I accidentally played a video, like a cleaning video.
Yeah, this is going to be a blooper moment.
My bad.
Yeah, this is one of those damn moments, man. Damn. All right, so as far as that goes, let's talk about the tragedy of the Titan, the people aboard.
Yeah.
I
just want
what? Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to quickly say that I mentioned this to you off camera as well, but I have never ever seen a faster like tragedy to meme like time span ever. Like everyone's like, "Oh man, that's insane." All right, I'm gonna make a Grand Theft Auto mod about this. You know, it's like it went
right
so fast to tragedy to meme, like within a day. It went from tragedy to meme. Actually, within hours, probably.
Yeah, like within hours. You know, because they have the countdown of when they were supposed to apparently run out of air, because the Titan was equipped to, I think it was equipped where air supply, like if you're underwater, like air supply can last for like 96 hours. Which would mean that would be like 4-ish days. And you know, one would ask, what happens if you run out of air? So I kind of got the scientific visual on that. So when you run out of air, like if you're in a situation, let's just say they ran out of air, right? Ran out of oxygen. It's not what you would think would be like a traumatic experience. Actually, it's actually where you would actually knock out cold, like almost like anesthesia. Is that how you say it? Like when you know how people get surgery and they're on anesthesia and that's what makes them go to sleep.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that basically. Like you just fall asleep and you actually don't even notice that you're gonna die. It's almost like you just fall asleep and yeah, you die. So because there's no air, but you're not up to really like see it or visualize it, if that makes sense. You're asleep at that point. So it's actually a fortunate situation. But they died in a most unfortunate situation. Yeah. I mean, altogether, it was unfortunate that they died like that anyway. They went out like that, but they died in a most unfortunate. They got crushed. They got not even crushed. They got decimated is the word to put, where there is not, they are basically a part of the ecosystem down there now. Like they're part of the food chain. Now I don't even think they're food anymore, because I don't even think they will even be food, because like their bodies is literally like there is nothing there no more. Like when you're under that pressure, they say that I think they were when you go down. So where we are at right now, speaking, like everybody that's listening, we are in the Earth's atmosphere. But when you go under, see, the thing is about the deep ocean is that when you go underwater, when you go down so far, you go under. What happens is that you go atmosphere through atmosphere. So, like, I think for the first like maybe 300 or 400 feet, you're still within the same atmosphere of what you would be on land. But once you start going down to like that 1,000 feet, 1,500 is when you start to enter a second atmosphere. And then I think where they were at, they were down to like 3 atmospheres. They got killed under 3 atmospheres. So that's like the weight of 3 Earths that's on top of you.
Yeah.
Which we can't fathom to the human mind, because we don't even know I mean, you're asking yourself, well, how much does Earth weigh? Like you're putting it on a weight scale. Like, okay,
Yeah.
well, wait, yeah, maybe Earth needs to work out. Maybe Earth needs to go to the
Lose the weight.
gym. Maybe Earth needs to lay off the burger. But yeah, so that's it's an unfortunate thing for them. What do you think about the whole the way that they went out like that, where they got crushed and basically imploded is what happened.
It's just, yeah, like what you're saying. It's just to be at that depth and stuff. It's just all that water pressure. And to be honest, I don't know. I know like there were there that there's this YouTuber that posted like a video, and then he was like, I was supposed to be like on the one like after them or something like that,
Yeah.
or like he was supposed to be on that one, but then something happened where he just couldn't be there,
Hmm.
which is just that puts like life into kind of perspective usually. That's all I have to say.
Right.
That's insane. But
Yeah, that is insane.
yeah, it's like, oh, that could have been me. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I've seen like videos of that um the ocean, like the capsule itself. And I
Hmm.
don't know. Maybe it's like now with like hindsight and stuff like that, but that was it was clearly very like shady. You know,
Yeah.
like the submarine itself is made out of like plumbing pipe or something like that. And the only what's it called? The only way they can communicate with the boat is with SMS, like satellite messages. And the capsule can only be opened from the outside, not the inside. The whole it's controlled by a freaking like Xbox 2013 Xbox controller. It's just there was like there was an interview with the guy, and there's like he was like there's one button in the submarine, and the guy was like,
Yeah.
What does it do?" He's like, yeah.
Oh
And
my
he was like, no,
gosh.
what does it do?" He's like, yeah, so the controller's here. He's just like clearly deflecting it because he doesn't know what it does. But it's just, bro, it's insane, and I don't know. It costs $250,000 to do that, and it's just
Yeah, it was definitely a can you hear me still?
yeah,
It was definitely like, I mean, when you really think about it, they paid 250,000 to die.
yeah,
Like that's what the truth is. And it's sad, dude. Sad. That's a sad way to go out, man.
yeah. It's unfortunate, and obviously, um, prayers to their families. Oh, bro, have you seen the son of one of those guys? What happened with him?
Uh Wait, say that again?
Have you seen of like what like one of the sons of the one of the guys on the submarine? Like what happened with them?
No.
So basically, he was on Twitter, and he posted like like my dad's in the capsule. Basically, it's like the entire family is like freaking out, blah blah blah. And then after the fact, he like posted at a Blink 182 concert, basically saying it's like this is what my dad would have wanted.
What the
Something like
hell?
that. And then it was like he was in like he was in like this OnlyFans model, like her comment section, like telling her that his dad was on the Ocean Gate capsule, and it was wild, man. If you don't know, look
Yeah.
this up. Bro, wait, actually, oh, wait, I'm gonna look this up. Ocean Gate sub. It was like, it was so weird. Um, one, two, I forgot what exactly he posted. Yeah, he said this might be a distasteful thing being here, but this is what my family and my dad would have wanted to be at a Blink 182 concert.
Man,
Bruh.
bruh. Ain't no
Whoa.
way. Ain't no way, bruh. Ain't no way, bruh.
Yeah, it's my favorite band, and the music helps me in difficult times. What?
That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, dude. Ooh, that's not good. That's not a good look. But yeah,
That's fake. Yeah, that's yeah.
he's a weird dude.
You found out that your people. You just found out that your people passed away like that, and the fact that you go straight to Twitter, it just tells me a lot. That already, like it's a tragedy. It's not the way. It's not that they just only die. It's a tragedy though. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's a tragedy, and the way and the fact that you went to social media to talk about it just tells me like a lot. And it's just like, I don't know.
To try to like, I don't know, get like clout from that is just that's very very trashy. I think. I know it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just very bad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But is that it? Do we have is that?
I think that's pretty much it. We
2 hours and 16 minutes. By the way, I just looked at the timer.
we owe it to you guys because we took like a mini summer break. We both had some stuff to do. I had my with my job and stuff. I'm traveling a lot, going to doing these games and stuff like that, and just been on the road. And then there's been stuff that you've been doing. I know you say you got your job, so we figured that we give you guys 2 hour special. That's what I like to call it. So yeah, man, we did it.
Yeah. Of course, as per usual, you guys can find our social media and all the people and companies that support our team and the podcast down below in the description. And yeah, we'll get to you guys with it. I think pretty soon, maybe
Yeah.
possibly, with an episode with you guys can see our faces in that one.
Oh yeah.
You can see
And then
our real fast
also
faces. So yeah, I
also
think
to
my
mention.
headphones just died. If Sean, if you're talking,
Ah,
I think
yeah.
I can't hear him. So we're just gonna do this blind.
This is another.
Sean, if you
Damn.
can hear me, I can't hear you, dog. It's showing
There's
that you're
no.
talking on OBS, so I know you're talking. But
Oh
yeah,
my god.
if he's, I'm gonna have to watch the recording back because I can't hear you.
This is gonna be funny. Hey guys, just tell him. Just tell him. This guy thinks Messi. No, wait. He said he thinks that
If
Dallas
he's
Cowboys
talking
is
trash,
good.
tell me.
Oh.
But yeah, everyone, thank you very much for watching.
Dallas Cowboys
And
suck, guys. Comment that in the second. Comment
I
that.
can see you talking. I can't. Oh my god, I'm gonna plug in my headphones to hear what he's saying real quick. Hold on.
Oh my god, Dallas Cowboys suck. Comment that. Put that in the comment section. Just Dallas Cowboys suck. And
why'd they just die? What the hell? All right, where are my headphones? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Dallas Cowboys suck, and Golden State is probably going to be in last place in the West.
Hey, yo, what's happening here? What the hell?
Can you hear me now?
I just got to Golden State are going to be last place. I just heard that. I was like, what the hell?
Oh my god. Okay. You definitely got to hear this, but we are officially going to end this podcast. So, like he said, please give us a follow. Please like and subscribe if you can. Follow our social medias, and we will come back. We will try to come back as soon as
with another recording as soon as possible. So you will see our faces next time.
Woo! I'm holding him to that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. We'll see y'all later. Bye bye.
All right. See you.